All right, the 2024 Wired Freedom showed up about an hour ago. I've put a few miles on her already. Had to fix a couple of minor things we'll go over. Got some accessories on there we'll go over, and I'm going to do an initial riding, just first impressions, not really a review, and then we'll do a thorough review after I get a couple of 100 miles on her. So we're going to jump on and get going. All right, we are ready to roll. Morning. See, if he had a wired e-bike, he wouldn't have to be pushing his bike home. Just kidding, poor guy. Anyway, I've got 3.7 miles on her. We're going to take it nice and easy and smooth until I know everything's tight and working properly. The shock, the suspension is the first air suspension, rear suspension soft-tail I've had. I have two other e-bikes that are both hardtails, and boy, this is just a massive improvement. I just go over bumps and things just to see that I don't feel them, which is amazing. And the shock is supporting me fine. I've got about 230 pounds of air in there. I'm a heavy rider, just about at the maximum weight limit for the bike, and I've used the last few months waiting on this as one of my incentives to drop some weight, which I have, to get down to that threshold. So I'm kind of proud of that, and we're just going to hang out behind my neighbor here for a minute. It's super windy today. It's about 76 degrees in South Florida. We're going to take her out to Jonathan Dickinson State Park, where they have tons of trails and single track. Now this is a lovely intersection. I'm just going to stop and let everybody go. That's the first time that's happened. That's funny. Go ahead. Go ahead. I avoid this intersection. It's the main one to my community. But Jonathan Dickinson State Park is just an amazing, got to be one of the best in the country, facilities for biking and e-biking. And I'll try to get a little footage down there. I've already got a couple of videos on one of my other bikes from there. And got just a couple of accessories, don't want to overdo it. Deciding if I want to keep the fender and the rack. I think personally it looks a lot better without them. But it does rain here in Florida, so may need to keep them. Probably not going to use the rear rack. I have some other interesting storage options coming. They'll be here today, and I'll shoot some video of that tomorrow. But so far I'm liking I love this phone holder. That's my third one of those. Grips are awesome, and that headlight is the best I could find. It's unbelievable. It'll light up this entire street down to that truck down there at night. I've got some video on that too. I'll get some of that later. But yeah, not going to go too fast today and do mainly throttle just for ease of video. But first impressions are very impressed, especially probably one of the heavier riders that's on this bike so far, for now. Won't be that way forever, hopefully, Lord willing. And it's having no issue at all. I was a little worried about that. My other two e-bikes are much beefier, bigger frame, built to hold 400 plus pounds, so I've never had an issue. And this is good. And again, the shock is not bottoming out. The lock position and the open position aren't much different, I guess, due to my weight. I don't know. But it goes about halfway down. I'll show you on the shock when we get off in a minute and take a look at some things. So this was the mystery lost bike. It was lost for 2 plus weeks at UPS. And Wired was kind enough to replace it with no issues. Service could not have been better in any way. Can't recommend them highly enough. Beautiful day here in Florida. Everybody's out. Morning. Trainers out. Morning. Everybody's friendly in Florida. Well, mostly. But issues. The box was fine. There was no visible damage to anything. Unpacking. Got it put together in no time. Easiest thing I've done as far as a bike so far, and I am not mechanical. I am anti-mechanical. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. The only major problem I have is the rear nut that goes on the rear axle on the derailleur side doesn't go in far enough, and that seems to be on all of these bikes, the Freedoms, not on the whatever the cruisers or the step-throughs, whatever you call them. My neighbor Jane, she's going to want to chit-chat, so I can't make eye contact. That's little Molly. Oh, treats are good. So yeah, that nut's not on there all the way. Got an update from Wired this morning to everybody. Well, an email they sent to somebody, and they said it's a locking nut. There's no way it can come off, even though there's only about 3 threads on there. I've got a photo I'll post either now or at the end of the video, probably the end of the video. And not real confidence inspiring, but I'm going to keep it's tight as could be. It's a lock nut, so I don't know how it would come off. But they're going to send out a replacement lock washer, and I don't know. That was just quality control thing. Hopefully they'll fix that on future bikes, and hopefully my rear tire doesn't come off at 40 miles an hour, because I'll be done, and anybody else. Don't want that to happen to anybody at any 1 mile an hour even. So a little concerned about that, so I'm taking it super easy. I'm going to stop every few miles and check that nut. And I'm not going to do any high speed. Probably I got up to about 20 earlier, and the power is crazy. You just hit that throttle, and even at my weight, you just go. I have bedded in the brakes. Did that this morning, and very smooth. A little bit of squeak, but that'll break in over time. But I did bed them in really good. Let's see, any other issues? What did I have? Oh, I changed the seat too. I've got a Cloud9 on for now. I actually have another seat I like much better, but that's on my Zebra. I'm not taking it off, and I'm gonna order another one of those for this, and that is just the ultimate seat. I've tried over a dozen recently, and that is by far the ultimate for big dudes like myself. Can go 20-30 miles with almost no issues. Amazing. Somebody on Wired community here recommended it. So I hopped on it for the first ride this morning, and powered it up, gave it a little throttle to go, and nothing. So I had read that the power cables had come off on some other models, so I took that the wrap off, the cover off the wires, and yep, both of the plugs were disconnected. Morning. And plugged those in. Had to cut a zip tie to loosen it up a little bit. It was far too tight. No chance that was ever going to stay connected. And I may even try to slack that up a little today as I do some fine tuning. The front headlight, that fender and the headlight, a little bit of a pain to put on. The headlight screws, bolts were super loose, so it flopped around my first half mile or so. Got that fixed. Just little stuff, nothing major besides that bolt. And motor's super quiet. Tires are a little louder than my Kendas that I thought I was getting on here, but I've already got replacement tires. I'll put some few miles on these and then replace them with some super upgraded HEB tires. And trying to think what else. Need to raise the seat up a little bit. This is doable, but not great for pedaling, not getting full extension. But boy, it is smooth. It pedals fine. I've just got it in pedal assist 1. When I'm cruising around, it's about under 200 watts, which I'm surprised again at my weight and height. Motor doesn't get hot. 123 it seems to stay at ish. And I'm doing 11, 12 miles an hour, just poking around while I'm breaking the bike in, and it stays around 200 watts and below. We'll take it up. Let's get up a little higher, and it's immediately fast. The speedometer it's there. It went from 10 to 15 instantly. That is so impressive. Let's pedal here. Really, I'm getting some squeaking in the seat. Sorry if that's annoying. I have to address that. But yeah, pedaling around, pedal assist 1, I've got turned down low. I need to find a way to get that slower, because I do light trail riding and need to be able to go slow. So we'll figure that out. But I turned pedal assist adjustment from 10 to 2. And it's very smooth. I could probably up to 4 or 5, but 10 just about threw me off the bike. Did the same thing with the throttle, eased on the throttle. But we'll go back to this. Get a little speed here. See, it's getting up there in the wattage. Morning. So we're at 18 even, holding 18. It's going to pull a lot of watts for my weight. Yeah, those tires are not quiet, that's for sure. Not a big fan of the Chow Yang or whatever they are. Love my Kendas on my other bikes. I've got 2,000 hard miles on my Zebra, and just starting to get some wear on my rear tire on that one, on my Kendas. Super quiet, no flats, knock on wood. So yeah, we'll do a half a lap here and then head back. Some final comments. Then I'm gonna load her up on the rack on the big Ram, take it down to Palm Beach. It's about an hour drive to the mecca of biking. Spend the whole afternoon there. Top off the battery while I'm making a sandwich, getting some drinks ready. But overall first impressions, really couldn't be happier. Like everybody else, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but man, for the money, this is just amazing. Long term, if it holds up, everybody, the other original Wired and Wicked bike people seem to be doing fine. So I really don't have any concerns there. And if anything does happen, I know Steve and Dan stand behind their product and will do anything to make their customers happy, as long as you're friendly. I saw a couple of people that had some snarky attitudes online and said they were told to go elsewhere. And as a business owner, I have had to do that from time to time. Don't have my mirrors on, so a little uncomfortable with that. So I'm actually just going to go down to the stop sign, go a little farther. Definitely need to raise that seat up a little bit. Hopefully I'll still be able to swing the big old leg over. Right now, no issue getting on and off. My other two bikes are step throughs. Was a little concerned, but with the weight loss and doing some exercising, I'm going to do some stretching so I can make it even easier, but it's been a non-issue. Surprisingly, getting on and off, I thought I would have to take the rack off, but I don't. I'd probably a little harder if I had a bag on there, but I don't like the look of the rack on here. That's just me personally. I know some people love it, and it's a free world. We can agree to disagree, even though the political system tells us we can't, but that's it. First time I've rang the horn, that's got to go. Get a blaster on there, and yeah, brakes stop me plenty good. Welds, got a buddy who's a mechanic. He said they're good welds, but they sure aren't pretty. But I'll go up my little hill on the driveway here. It's not much of an incline, just a little, but I did do one hill over by the lake to get some photos earlier, and it just plowed through it. All right, so that's it. First ride complete. I'm gonna take that stripe off the fender there. It looks terrible. I just had extra tape, but all is good so far. There's where I think it's going down a little low. Might put a little more air in there. Don't want it to bottom out. And that's it. More to come.